Uh-oh, going live. Good evening, Mr. Murphy. I see you're there already. Oh, it says 5 watching. 5 watching. If it's 5 watching, I want those 5 thumbs up. I need to have a slurp. Slurp of me beer. My moderator should be there somewhere. Where is she? Come on, Cynthia, you're late. We've got lots to talk about tonight. And it could only be me and Andrew and Cynthia having a listen. Oh, someone's dropped out. They got fed up after 30 seconds. What's going on tonight? Oh, I know what's going on out there. There's a lot of rain coming down. Whether it's been raining since last night. Good evening, Tracy. Happy New Year. It started raining. We had some snow yesterday afternoon, late yesterday afternoon, and then it turned to rain very quickly, and it hasn't stopped raining since. It has literally been raining almost for 48 hours. The roads and everything around here are so flooded. Andrew saying, I've done one of these lives and they are not easy things to do. No, they're not, Andrew. You're very... In fact, I got a notification on my Facebook page that Andrew Murphy had been live for, is it 3 days or 4 days previously? So my notifications come through very late. Good evening, John. Good evening, Patrick. Still raining. I think it's raining everywhere, John, isn't it? Still raining everywhere. Mr. Norris, my word, sir. Howdy doody dandy. Ah, yeah. Yeah, there is Andrew, you're quite right, mate. These are not easy things to do. They get a little bit easier as you do more of them. But they're still not easy. You've got to try and keep some sort of a flow going with it. You don't want to have too many stops and starts. So it's very difficult. So from my point of view, I'm always concentrating on the chats that are going on, so I can pick up on what people are saying. So that's very important from my point of view. Of course, I've got notices to give out as well, but it's no good doing that until there's plenty of people watching. Good evening, Anne. Good evening, Michael. Thanks very much for joining in tonight. There is lots of things, I said, lots of things to talk about, and they are mainly about walks. Andrew said, I did have some idiots on my first one, and they had to use, that is, luckily, I don't get many of them. Cynthia's here, 3 minutes late, but there you go. Mr. Musco's here. Hello, mate. Lynn. On this rainy, it's raining everywhere, Lynn. Good evening, Rob. Snow up here and the world has stopped down there. Well, it's not quite stopped. As I said just now, before some of you joined in, yeah, we've almost had 48 hours of constant rain. So it's not been great at all. I did a quick trip out this morning. I had to pop up to my daughter's place, who then was out. So I called in and saw my nephew. But just between my place and where my daughter lived, which isn't very far at all, the roads are flooded, so really bad. Good evening, Sue. I hope you're well. Have you got, Sue, tell me, have you got snow in the Midlands? Good evening, Simon. Gosh, everybody's flowing in. Look at them. Lynn's saying, I love the snow, but I don't like the rain yet. No, it's horrible. You are living in the wrong country. Why doesn't that surprise me, Andrew? Oh, dear. Well, Cynthia, Steve, myself and Rog, we did a walk on Thursday, a recce, for a walk that we're going to be doing. And that was it was a very cold day, but it was really, really sunny and it was lovely. Just to see that sunshine just brought a smile to her face. It's just great. Anna, good evening. I'm a bit shocked. five minutes in, and all these lovely people are joining in. Snowed all night, but very wet and almost gone now as it's been raining. So I guess was there snow on the floor on the ground this morning? So when you took Fig out, 22 watching. Yes, there is. That's brilliant. That is fantastic. But I've only got 5 likes. Let's get those likes going. Oh well, I bet Fig loved that, and Lynn. I bet Lynn was out with Kai, and Kai would have probably loved the snow as well. Roger looked like he was there. Well, when we drove down the lane towards the church, good evening, Ron. We saw this person in a high vis coat. We didn't realise it was Rog. I actually thought there was something going on down there, but it turns out that Rog was there. I said to Steve, we need to look out for Roger's car, but it wasn't there because literally across the road from the church is where his parents live. So he just literally walked out the gate to the church. Good evening, Clyde. Just getting into the house after taking my cousin to Chichester. They're out for lunch. Went to Bosram Inn, Hyde. Yes, I think we've been there actually. The Bosram Inn after a walk. Oh, probably 2 years ago. So yeah, it's not a bad pub at all. Actually, now come think of it, I've got a feeling it was when Cynthia and Steve was out, I think. But anyway, can I just suggest that anybody that comes on my walks should get a pen and paper handy? That'd give you a clue. I suppose Rob's been out getting lovely, lovely photographs and video of the snow that he's wandering about in. Ron's saying hello to everybody, which is the way it should be. Now I've got to get my phone sorted out. Just bear with me. I had this all set up just now, ready to go. Oh, it's just burst into life, which is great. So we've got lots of things coming up, lots of things for people to write down. So yeah, Rob says 3 inches or so and more to come. Well, I wouldn't have minded a little dusting of snow, but where Midhurst is, we're in between the North and South Downs, so we're in this sort of mini climate here of our own, and where Hazelmere or something might get some snow or some, we're stuck here, and the trouble is when the weather gets stuck in between the two downs, it takes a while for it to shift, so it can be a bit of a pain. She's doing okay, yeah. Lots to sort out. Yeah, I'm really sorry to hear about Kathy's mum. That's it's just been an awful Christmas, New Year. There's been 1 or 2 bereavements in different people's families, and that's absolutely awful. And of course, at the moment, the hospitals and everything are just rammed with people with norovirus and flu and COVID and goodness knows what else. Yeah, it's so everybody, are you ready to write things down? Look, I've got a list here as long as my arm, and that's not very long. It's only there. Who's ready? I won't start reading these out until everybody says they are ready. So I'm going to count to 10. 1, 2. Right, here we go. These are the confirmed walks to start off with. I will give you dates afterwards in a little while. Okay. The confirmed walks are Bognor, as you all know, that's at the end of this month. Crawley Park, Ernley, New Forest, and Lewis. Those are the confirmed walks. Walks that have yet to be confirmed and fitted into the calendar are Knepp, Knepp, Hankley Common, Chidham, and the park walk down in near where Lynn is. Ian's picnic is on Saturday, the 12th of July. Now, please remember, all the information will be posted onto the Kevin's Rambles group, and Cynthia will be posting them up shortly. Hang on, what's Rob saying? No, not today. Kevin at work was out Friday looking at Roman ruins, speaking of ruins. Good evening. Which is the July one? That is in Lewis. That is in Lewis. Now, the dates for all these walks: January the 26th is Bognor. We haven't got a walk for February yet. March the 23rd is in Crawley. That's a park walk. This is a week earlier due to Mother's Day being on the last Sunday. So we are trying to take these into consideration. Andrew saying, I'll be there for the Lewis walk. Just remember, Andrew, you won't have to lead this one from the back or the middle. And we don't know yet whether it's going to be a flat, undulating walk like the one last July. So, yeah. Good evening, Mike. April the 27th is Ernley. Now, the date and place to be decided is in May, and that is for the Cotswolds trip. I think there's a walk planned by Watto, but we've still got to confirm when that's going to be. We're trying to avoid the bank holidays in May. June the 29th is a New Forest, and then July the 27th is Lewis. So, as I say, all this information will be put up onto the Kevin's Rambles group. Could I please ask that if you've got any questions about the walks, to contact so Cynthia's saying this, there could still be a group walk in May, as not everyone will be going to the Cotswolds. That's absolutely right, Cynthia, yeah. John saying, my wedding anniversary is on the 23rd of March. 23rd of March. Somebody else's birthday is on the 23rd of March. Whose is that? Steve's Musco's is the 24th. Cotswolds, did I miss a date? No, you didn't, Lynn, because we haven't got one confirmed yet, or where we're going to be heading towards for people to book places to stay. Evening, Ian. Yeah, it's a very good point, Cynthia. Thank you for that. Rob saying, I'll be there for Lewis. Excellent. No dates for the Fit Cotswolds yet. Yeah, that's quite right. We are going to be looking at doing some other bits and bobs during the year. I did write something down here, and I can't remember what it was. Let me just have a look at my notes. Thank you. Oh, well, I've done that. I've told you, I mentioned Ian's. I think that's it. That's just about it. So that, yeah, you've got the dates. As I say, please contact Cynthia or myself. Probably best to contact Cynthia. Please don't ring people up that are going to be leading the walks. Because they, really, truly, it's just got to be coming through the Kevin's Rambles group. So that'd be great. Thank you very much. Right, after all that, I need to have a little swig. Excuse me. And relax. Before I came on, I've mentioned this chap's name several times. A chap called Tom, ESTASTONNE. Swig away. Fantastic guitarist, and I just about 6 or 7 minutes before I came on, I sat back and had the video up on here called Fusion. Absolutely brilliant guitarist. So I just sat back and listened to that for a little while, and then suddenly realised that it was about 2 minutes 2 minutes to 8, and I hadn't even set the live up yet. So I jumped in there very, very quickly. No review on the drink. No, I don't. I don't do reviews on drinks, John. That's not my forte. It's just a beer. I had to decide between a glass of wine, or a glass of beer, and I decided on a glass of beer. Over the Christmas period, I drank very little. Michael White, yes, yes, Michael, he's brilliant, isn't he? When I look at the speed that his hands move at, the plucking hand, as I call it, it's absolutely astonishing. But just recently, since I found out about this guy, I've been playing. If I'm out in the kitchen working or doing some other bits and pieces around the house, I will have the YouTube channel on my TV, with his music playing in the background, and I just play some of the whole concerts that he does. And he barely takes a break in a concert. He's playing from start to finish. And sometimes when you see the videos, they pan round to the audience, and the audience is just mesmerised by him. He's just astonishing. He's a fantastic guy. And I don't really know why it came up on my YouTube one day. It just appeared. So yeah, it's very strange, but I'm very glad it did, because it really gave me the opportunity to sit and listen to this guy. It's fantastic. So my recommendation is Estas Tom. Can I just ask, Kevin, which part of the New Forest you have chosen, so we may be... to be honest, Lynn, that's a name from the past, Ron. We've got the details somewhere, Lynn, about that. And again, Cynthia will be able to confirm that. Dave Ford is obviously going to lead the walk. He has given us a route and a place. So, but it'll be, if you want to find that out, just contact Cynthia. She'll let you know. But we've got the details somewhere. I could look on my phone, but it'd take me too long to scroll through all the messages between me and Dave. Alison, good evening, and all a happy new year to you all. I'm waiting to hear about my blood test results. Well, fingers crossed then, Alison. A lot of us have to have blood tests and that from time to time, don't we? I have to have my annual review done, which will be April or May next year, I think. Steve Musco says, I had Bert Wheaton play on the day. Loves a child. Oh dear. I'm trying to think now. Back in the day, hang on, Lonnie Donegan, he played the guitar, didn't he? There's another name from the past. Oh, you've got to be careful, Lynn. Steve sneaks in. He just sneaks in. All us guitarists had that book growing up. Oh, yeah, I bet you did. Tiny Tim. He had a funny voice, that guy, didn't he? It almost sounded like he had something stuck down his trousers. If you know what I mean. For those of you that remember Tiny Tim, I'm sure, yeah. Yeah, felt like somebody was going. A bit like if a gentleman catches, or you know what I mean, or if you play football, that's a good one. Do you play like Bert Wheaton or Dwayne Eddie, Steve Musco? He plays like Steve Musco. What are you on about? Right, yeah, that's right, Andrew. Yeah, I remember you. Hugh was good with the tulips. Hugh was good with the tulips. Hugh, am I missing something there, Michael? I probably am. It's probably one of your jokes, is it, Hugh? 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 I can, sometimes when I get excited, which is not very often, I can tell you, But actually, Cynthia and Steve could tell you that when we're out on a walk sometimes, I just go and say something in a very high-pitched voice. Tiptoe through the tulips. Oh, yeah. Look, they're all coming out now. He not... Memories, Kevin. Yeah. And then we had the different instrument, but then when we had Russ Conway with a dodgy little finger on it, when he got his finger caught in between the keys or something, and he had to have his fingertip chopped off. And he always had this big grin on his face, didn't he, Russ Conway? They were the good old days. Who was the I say good old days, I'm not sure if they were. Yeah. Hank Marvin and the Shadows. Russ lived in Eastbourne for a while, did he? Did he keep that quiet, or was that something you wanted to talk about? Yeah, I remember. I play mine when I'm cleaning the windows. Yeah, and I bet you're leaning on a lamppost as well, Michael, sometimes, aren't you? Do you use your whammy bar? I used to eat them, whammy bars. I used to love a whammy bar. Does anybody remember a whammy bar? I think they were like, toffee, weren't they? But with was it toffee with banana in? Yeah, absolutely 100%. What about Django Reinhardt? He lost several fingers, but could certainly play the guitar. Did he ever lose his fingers? Trem, yes. Didn't Tony Lonely Black Sabbath guitar ever finger missing? Do you know what? I don't know about that. I used to love Black Sabbath. Blimey, around about that time, what an era that was. Black Sabbath, Deep Purple, Led Zeppelin. Oh my word, what an era that was. Fantastic band. Yes, he lost his fingers. Oh wow, that's horrible. And like Django Reinhardt. That is a name and a half, isn't it? Django. I think his parents must have been having a bad day when he was born to call him Django. Trying to think about other people that were around about the same time as all those guys. Free, of course. Oh, one of the best bands in the world. They were brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And Paul Rodgers, I love Paul Rodgers, brilliant. I think Steve and I went to see Paul Rodgers down at Brighton, the Brighton Centre, I think it was. Only 3. I've got 14, Steve. I've got 14. 25 watching, 14 thumbs up. So if anybody hasn't hit a thumbs up, please do so. That'd be very, very kind. You watch the numbers, the viewing figures go down. I think a Motorhead died recently. Ah, did he? Oh. I'll get my coat. Why, are you cold, Steve? Are you feeling chill? Look at that. 3 people are very kind. They've hit a thumbs up. Look. Thank you, Elaine. Hello, Elaine. When did you... I've just noticed you there. Have you just joined in? Thank you very much. Oh, the other thing, I don't know if I mentioned it or not. We are tentatively talking about some other sort of lower key social events. We don't know what they're going to be yet, but we are going to do those. Oh, actually, something I've just thought of. I'm surprised I haven't picked up on this. Been picked up by Cynthia. I think I've forgotten to mention something. Bear with. No, I haven't. Well, that's strange. I thought there was one other date. Cynthia, can you please confirm the date that we've decided for the Christmas meal? And the other thing is, who would like to go back to the same pub as last year and the year before, or would you like to have a different venue? Cynthia, Steve, and I are going to be having a little bit of a drive round near Arundel, which we think Arundel's probably central-ish. I think I know one or two people have to travel a bit further, but oh, Lynn, we've got to start thinking about it already. So it's December the 7th. There we go, December the 7th. Right, let's have a look. Yeah. So if you get that in your diaries now, you won't be able to double book yourself. December the 7th. My dear, Dave Allen had half a finger missing. I saw him at the Royal Brighton. We were all laughing before he was walked on stage. So Dave Allen was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Now, Michael, that is the last time that's going to be mentioned, because that title now is banned from everything. The decision was taken. It's not allowed anymore. So yeah. What's this? Can we adjourn Christmas until midsummer? No. We will be in the summertime. We're just giving you a date. That's all we're doing. We will be looking at booking a venue in July, August time, because that's when some of the pubs start taking bookings. Cindy's saying, can I also mention that we may have a garden party at Ron and Lane's, or in Lane of Ron's, as it's written there. So yes, that can be mentioned, certainly, and you've just done it, Cynthia. Thank you very much. Rob says, still no trip up north. Well, never say no. Never say no, Rob. It's something that Steve and I do want to do, but it's how we fit it in with everything else. But as I say, never say no. When will this be, Cynthia? We don't know. Tracy, we don't know when it'll be. That'll be for Ron and Elaine to liaise with us with dates and things like that, so it's not going to clash with a group walk or something else we might have on. So we haven't got a clue. All I know is that Elaine has mentioned it to Cynthia, and that's all I know about it. So yeah. Michael saying, sorry, Kevin, I will never mention root vegetables again. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Andrew said, any chance there that could take place when I'm in Blighty? Are you on about the garden party, Andrew, at Ron and Elaine's? Because I know you're here in March, but March could be a bit iffy weather-wise, and then you're here in July. So yeah, once we've got a date sorted out with Ron and Elaine, then certainly we'll let you know. No, all vegetables are banned from any conversation until it's about talking about my allotment. I know I saw something just a little bit back up there just now. I'll take a little. I like that pub for Christmas lunch. Great space, lovely company. The only thing about that, Andrew, is that although if you're going to do a raffle like we did in December, the little alcovey place where we sat is perfect, because you can be slightly set away from people so you can get stuff set up. And there is a suggestion that we might actually do another raffle, which will go to someone's chosen charity, and we would ask people to bring something along that can be put into the raffle, and then a raffle will be held. Whatever money is raised, that money will be donated to charity, and I think that's a fantastic idea. So yeah, so that's another thing we're looking at doing. Possibly even July as well. We could probably do that as well. Let's have a look. I'm missing lots of. July is a July's good, maybe. Oh, yeah, that's a possibility because I know Andrew's over here longer in July. I think he's over here for about 2 weeks or so. No, I think in the end of July and beginning of August. Well, yeah, yes, well, yeah, that's something we can sort out, I'm sure. But obviously, we've just got to remember the Lewis Walk at the end of July as well. I agree with one that the George and Dragon have a separate room. George and Dragon, where's the George and Dragon? Sorry, I'm missing out here somewhere. Ron, I think the George and Dragon pub is good because we have an areas. Yeah, I agree with that, Ron. I do agree with that. If the consensus of opinion is that we go back there, then I haven't got an issue about going back there at all. Absolutely not. I thoroughly enjoyed it. When do you go home, Andrew? It goes back in August, Elaine. What dates are you here in summer? He's just put that up. He mentioned that just a minute ago. Between end of July and August. George and Drain gets my vote. Clive saying, "Oh yeah, well it looks like that's where I know it's not many, but I'm happy to go back there. I think Cynthia and Steve are probably okay about that." Andrew saying, "Johnson, I usually come over the last 2 weeks of July until the first week." Yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, about 3 weeks. Sorry, I thought it was 2. We will try and make it when you are here. That's brilliant. Elaine, if you and Ron can liaise with Cynthia about that, and then we can get that into the program sort of thing. If you're happy to do that, unless you want to keep that totally separate from the Kevin's Rambles. This is your garden party. It's nothing to do with me. But if you want us to put the dates up and things like that on the Kevin's Rambles group, or unless you're going to do it as invitation only, I don't know. But yeah, just let us know. Could we take a little bar so we could get a few more people in? What, to the George and Dragon? We will try. Yeah. Yes, I'll be staying in Lewis for that last week of July. Okay. I don't give a fig for dates. Very good, Michael. That is very good. Andrew, the picnic is the 16th of July at the field. Yeah, it's Ian. If you'd have joined in a bit sooner, you'd have got the dates already read out. When Uncle Ron hasn't mentioned what Uncle Ron hasn't mentioned is that we'll be required to do some gardening at the garden party. Yeah. Yeah, that's absolutely right, Elaine. That's why it's nothing to do with the Kevin's Rambles thing. It's yours and Ron's garden party. So I'll just let you deal with that. I can manage a shovel. Yeah. Don't tell them. Don't tell them what. Kevin said the 12th. Did I? For what? Yes, Ian's. Yes, 12th of July, Ian, not the 16th. But that's the date I've been given by Cynthia anyway. So possibly Cynthia's given me the wrong date. John, that'd be brilliant if you could, because you're down that sort of neck of the woods, aren't you? What's Elaine said? We are free in all of July, August, so take a date. Kathy said, "Hi, Kevin, and everybody listening. I've just finished reading a book. I couldn't put it down." Well done, Kathy. Was it a big, thick pile book? Ian's picnic is the 12th of July, and that's been confirmed by Cynthia. So, Ian, you put the wrong date down on your calendar, or you haven't even bothered looking at it. And we were only with you yesterday sorting this out. So oh dear. Kathy, you've not been able to join us yet. Are you going to be able to come along and join us at some point? It'd be lovely if you could. Yeah, but Lynn, it's I really don't know what Ian's talking about. It's being, you know, we wouldn't have a picnic on the Wednesday, would we? Because a lot of people wouldn't be able to go. John saying, yes, I go to Lewis many times a year, not far from me, and plenty of buses there. Brilliant. That'd be John. If you can join us, that'd be great. So you've got the date, or if you haven't got it, I can tell you what it is again. If I look at my list again, oh no, it's gone. Was it the 27th of July? That number springs in my head. Probably wrong. Kathy's saying, Kevin, the book was 440 pages long and it took me 3 days to read. Kathy, if I picked up a book with 440 pages in it, I'd put it straight down and say, it's too much for me. I'm such a prolific reader. It becomes a bit of a task when I have to read a list out from my notepad. Kathy, it'd be great if you could. Ian McCagan, 27th is the walk. Thank you, Ian. Are you sure? You sure it's not midweek? Because you might have a different calendar to us, Ian. You never know. Yeah. Oh dear. Just before the live started, I was getting a bit nervous because the lights started flickering and it was very windy outside and very heavy rain. And it's absolutely chucking it down at the moment. I don't know whether the microphone can pick it up. What's Rob saying? If it's fully booked, I'll be happily sit on the Tracy Murphy. Oh dear. We will come to the walk in Lewis. Be good to see you. That'd be, yes, absolutely, Lynn. It would be lovely to see John there. I hope because the walk in Lewis is going to be led by Kim Murden. And she was very grateful. I can tell you this. She was very grateful for Andrew to suggest that she leads the walk in in July. When I contacted her and said that Andrew had suggested she leads the walk, she said, "Oh, it's very nice of Andrew to suggest it on my behalf." Ian says, yes, you went Wednesday and Kevin Friday, so it's got to look after the pensioners of them. Oi, steady on. You know, us older folk have got feelings, you know. Lynn said, oh, yeah. I'll be staying at Southeast. Okay, yeah, we know where that is. And I suppose that you'll be wanting to being picked up again, Rob, will you? Be taken all the way to Lewis. Or is that for somewhere else? So somewhere else coming down for? Kathy's saying, when is the walk in Lewis? I love walking by the river there. Sadly, it isn't the best walking weather at the moment. It's the 27th of July, Kathy. And that is a group walk. You know, it could be anything from 15 to 30 people. And you'll meet some lovely, lovely people. Not least myself, Andrew Norris. The group is lovely, very, very friendly group. Everybody gets on well. Sometimes we're let down by the people that lead the walks, either from the back or middle. Not very often up the front, I hasten to add. I can't think who I'm talking about, really, for these July walks. A similar thing happened 2 years ago in Dunkton. Someone was supposed to be leading from the front, and I think Jean took over, didn't she, with her map? But, yeah. Ian saying, do you still get them at your age? No dates fixed for the garden party yet. I'm sure Kim will pick up your Northern. Yeah. Well, if hang on, are you staying down in towards Lewis Way then, Rob, or are you staying at the one that you stayed at in this last July? Got to think of the year then. Clive and I will be comparing bids. Kathy said, "How far do you guys walk?" Bernie has told me that you guys are lovely. Well, we like to try and keep it at about 4 miles, Kathy. But sometimes they just get stretched out a little bit. We had one last year that ended up about 8 miles, I think, but it was supposed to be a 4 mile walk along a canal path. So it was 4 miles out, but it was 4 miles back again. South Ease, is that Rob? Is that the one that Cynthia and I picked you up from? That was that a travel lodge? I think because I could, if that is the one, I could cut down through that down the A27 from my place and then pick you up that way. Elaine, Kathy, Tracy and I go at our pace so you can always walk with us. Michael said, anyone want to join my walk in Brighton? It will be a long walk off a shore. That'd be no good for me because I can't swim. That'd be one way of getting rid of it for some people. Whether mine will be longer than yours will depend on the ambient temperature prevailing at the time of measurement. Yes, with the rail station nearby. Yes, that's it. Yeah, okay. Rob, we can sort something out about picking you up. I would have thought. Taking you back, you could always walk back. No, we could do that. I'll pick Cynthia up, and then we can cut down through here, Midhurst, come down and pick you up that way, and then yeah. So your travel for or a pickup on July is sorted. Cynthia and I do that. There's a station at South East with a train direct to Lewis, I believe, about 5 minutes away. Oh, right, okay. He might want to go by train just to avoid travelling with me. Gary saying, Elaine, thank you. I've suffered with IBS since my hubby passed away. Bless you. Yeah, I remember you telling me, Kathy. But it's getting better. Kathy, I can assure you that when you come along, you will be welcomed with open arms, and you will be absolutely safe with the group. As I say, a very, very friendly group. You couldn't wish for a better group of people to put together along the way. So, yeah, it's you'll be fine, Kathy, I assure you. Hello, just had a message. Oops. Bear with. Sorry, I've just got to get this. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've just had a message a message popped up on WhatsApp, and I noticed it mentioned the July walk, and it's from Sue. And Sue's saying that she's hoping to come down for the July walk if things are okay up her way. Let me try and catch up. Kathy Bonner said South East is on the back road to New Haven. Now this one, Kathy, is not far from Chichester, really. Place called Tangmere and Barnum. So that's where that one is. Cynthia said, coming from Surrey would be okay if Mark comes. Yep, I agree with Elaine. Says Tracy, you'll be fine, Kathy. Yes, you will. I'd watch Andrew Mercy. He's a lady. He tries to kill himself on some walks. Mark, Cynthia, yes, Mark is a great asset. Mark English is a great fella. Really, really like Mark. And we've got one or two plans in the pipeline, which we haven't confirmed yet. So I need to have a chat with him. Oh, Lynn said, "Oh, I hope Sue." Yes, so do I, Lynn. That's good, Sue. Yeah, that'd be great. I think Sue was there very quickly earlier on, but I don't. She's probably got her feet up on the sofa now, and she's probably watching telly, rather than sit there and look at me. Kathy's saying, "Thanks, Kevin and Elaine. That's okay for me. I'm looking forward to meeting some of you. Yeah, it'll be great, Kathy." Ian, I've started telling myself I'll be okay. God is always looking after me, so I have nothing to worry about. Yeah, right now, his car is personally all of its own. I thought Mark was supposed to be getting a new car. I think he said his brother was going to buy it for him or something. But Mark was over the moon when his car passed its MOT again. All it needs is a couple of new tyres. So good on him. That's fantastic. Oh dear. But I've got. I was looking at some videos yesterday, and Cynthia's been doing some thumbnails for the YouTube channel, and she messaged me and she said, "Where did you upload the video for Fakeham Church?" And I said, "Yeah." And she said, "Well, I can't find it." So I had a look, and I hadn't even edited it. I jumped on that very quickly last night and made a start on that one. Plus, there's going to be a recce video coming out before the April walk, just to give people a little bit of an idea of what we're going to be seeing and where we're going to be walking. Good evening, Kerry. So that'd be great. Do that. When we did a separate video around the church, so that'll be coming out around about the same time as well. So yeah, so I've got to not tonight, but tomorrow I've got to get these videos finished and uploaded. So yeah, it'd be great. Ron saying Mark's car is over 20 years old. Yeah, I think it is. Kerry said, "Evening all. I've got a bit of hiccups come on now. Sorry about this. Feeling, not you as well. There's loads of people. It must be the thought of work tomorrow. Yeah, possibly." Rumour has it that Mark's car runs on a. Now that wouldn't surprise me one bit. Ian saying Kathy will have to have a catch up at the Bluebell sometime. Oh, we will. Anna Jones, hi, Coach. Yeah. Sorry you're feeling. Yeah, there's so many people feeling under the weather at the moment. I'm trying to steer clear of it, I must admit. My daughter came round Christmas Day morning with my grandson, just for an hour and a half, and she came to the door. She said, so I went to give her a hug, as I always do, and she said, "Pops, don't get too near me." She said, "I think I'm coming down with something." She had a sore throat and was feeling quite bunged up. So she sat one end of my sofa and I sat the other. But fortunately, it didn't come to anything. But she's heading back to school tomorrow. She's part of the support staff at the MRC college in Midhurst. And before the Christmas break 2 weeks ago, they had 6 different viruses going around the school. And the problem is there's 5 people in my daughter's office, all support staff, and 3 of them turned up with COVID. Well, in an environment where you've got 1,200 children of varying ages from year 7 up to 6th form, and all the staff, something like that is just going to go through it like a wildfire. So I understand the fact we don't have to isolate and all this sort of stuff, but it's crackers when you've got that close environment with all these people in, And these viruses, even flu and colds, and the hygiene side of things have gone out the window nowadays. Now, Ian said Mark's car is a classic buy now. I saw a new one. Yeah. Lynn saying thumbs up for Kevin 26 watching. Wow, thank you very much, everybody. I'd noticed that 26 and 23 thumbs up. Brilliant. I'm really grateful. Thank you very much. This is a great once a month, or I might stick one in just occasionally as a random thing. But yeah, it's I really appreciate it. It's all the trouble is when I get off of this thing, Cynthia and Steve will tell you sometimes when I come off this thing, I can keep chatting the way I am now, but when I end the live stream, sometimes my voice is really beginning to go, so I have to gargle sometimes just to keep it going. But anybody that Sundays, Andrew Murphy and Andrew Norris and that will know how difficult these things are, because you have to try and keep talking, watch the conversations, try and pick up. You can't pick up on every comment that's made, but you try and pick up on as many as you can. I'm beginning to get a little bit better at it, where I can sort of read some and then all of them go down the list. But it is hard work, and if anybody's never tried it, give it a try, and you might not want to do it again, I can tell you. But I'm so glad I started mine when I did. I know Bernie did one, and Cynthia, Steve and I were talking about doing a live only a couple of weeks before Bernie did his first one. So yeah, it's so he just beat me to it, but that's fine. That's fine. Lynn's saying your lives always brilliant. Oh, lovely, Lynn. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. It's nice to get a bit of feedback, what people think. It's difficult. I know what it feels like from my point of view, but it's difficult when I don't know what other people are thinking. I always get a well done from Cynthia or Steve, which is great, but a little bit of feedback from other people is great, and I appreciate it. I really do. Kerry's saying, "Well, Ian, your tractor is a bit older than me." It's Ian's as old as his tractor. I think that's probably the best way of putting it. Ron's saying, "Not as old as you got it." I didn't notice your comment, Ron. So we're both thinking alike, my friend. Oh dear. And there aren't many comments that you miss. Well, I try not to, Lynn, if I can help it. So it's always important to try and pick them up if I can. Alice is saying, I thought you had to stay at home if anybody has COVID. No, Alison, I don't think you do. You don't have to isolate and all those sorts of things nowadays. So if I got COVID again, I've touched wood, I've only ever had COVID once, and I was really poorly for 3 days. I wouldn't go out. I would stay at home and steer clear of it all, of everybody, I mean, because I think that's important. I've got to be honest, I've never ever had proper flu. I've had a man's flu, which is bad enough, but I've never had proper flu. Those people that I know that have had proper flu, that they're in bed for a week or something. So Alison, no, I don't think you have to isolate or anything nowadays. So I think it's a bit odd, because there are a lot of people that are vulnerable still, that go out and about, that've got different health issues. But you go to a supermarket. The other day, I think I was telling Cynthia last week, I was standing getting a coffee, and there's a woman standing there by this cake stand and bread stand, and I mean, she's not a hand over her mouth, she's coughing away. She clearly had a really bad cold, but there was no attempt to cover her mouth up or anything. So I very quickly departed that area once my coffee was ready. Let's have a look at this. Ian saying, I am 1 year younger than my tractor. Are you sure? Yeah, but I have no rust. Well, that's different than what happened yesterday when you stood up. You were moaning and groaning like anything. Mark can always fall back on the Impala. Impala? What Impala? Elaine's saying, I think they said you have to get on with it now. Yes, that's exactly what they do say, Elaine. But like you, I would stay at home. Ian saying man flu's terrible. I've got to be honest here. I'm surprised you don't get flu or cold more. But you're probably hardened to it because you're outside working all the time. So yeah, I'm not saying you're a man, that sort of thing. But yeah, yes, but my dad was the same. Very rarely had a cold, and he worked out in the woods all the time. Very rarely had a cold. Like Kathy said, Elaine, I would stay at home. So yeah, it's just common sense, isn't it? That if if you've got these viruses, stay at home. Don't spread it around to everybody. Coach said, I would stay at home with a cold. Why spread? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, bang on. Yeah, but do you still oil your choice? Now, Kathy, we meet up for a Kevin's Rambles walk once a month. Generally speaking, it's the last Sunday of each month. But as with the, I think is it. I've forgotten. Cynthia, help! Because of Mother's Day, we've brought the walk forward 1 week. And Cynthia will confirm the date any second now, if she's paying attention, that is, and not eating a bar of chocolate and drinking a glass of wine. There we go. March walk is a bit earlier due to Mother's Day. Thank you, Cynthia. And and Easter, yes, of course, Easter, yeah. Thank you, Lynn. I'm glad you're paying attention. Oh dear. Yeah. Is it bedtime yet? Ian's saying that was because I ate all my sausage roll. I used to get colds, but I take a multivitamin and have a spoonful of honey on my oats in the morning. I take a multivitamin as well. Excuse me. Yeah, well, Ian, I'll tell you what, my friend, it was very kind of you to buy those sausage rolls, but I have never seen sausage rolls the size that you bought. They were quite long, but it was in diameter. They were the size of the top of my glass. It was astonishing, but very, very nice, I have to say. And I really appreciate the fact that you bought them for us. Didn't say the 31st of March. What is? Somebody help me out here. Andrew said, you can always rely on Kat. I said, I have to, Andrew, because otherwise nothing would work, would it? I've tried, this is true, Cynthia will confirm this. I've said to her a couple of times, what would be great is if I could get her to come along and sit at the side of me and be on a line. And anybody, well, you guys, a lot of you guys know Cynthia very well. And I think it was just the look on her face that said no. Oh dear. Lynn saying vitamins are important, especially in the winter. Multi and vitamin D. Yeah, I take the multivits in the morning or any time during the day, but generally in the morning. I did. Yeah, you did say they were big, but we weren't expecting that. And as Cynthia said, the amount of meat that was in them was incredible, but lovely flavour. But you finished yours. Cynthia had over 3/4 of hers, and I felt like a bit of a wimp because I honestly couldn't eat anymore. But then again, my excuse was I had a big bowl of porridge with fresh fruit on it. So, yeah. So, yeah. Yeah. Lynn saying 31st of March is Easter this year. Is it? I thought it was later than that. But I take your word for it, Lynn. Michael's saying I take some tablets, I rattle. Yeah, well, I take tablets as well, but I'm not rattling yet. It probably won't be long. uh, that's yeah. Well, I was going to say towards the latter part of April, but I thought I'd keep quiet because I thought I was wrong. Cynthia's saying Easter is in April, isn't it? Yeah, but that's what I thought. Elaine's saying Good Friday is the 18th. Yeah, sausage rolls here. Yeah, there was. What was it? There was. Can't remember now. Anyway, Mother's Day is the 10th. That's right. Where did these sausage rolls come from? Asking for a friend. Ian can tell you it's a chain of shops or something. Yeah. Easter is 18th of April. Lynn, I think just to let you know, I think you got the date wrong for Easter. Michael said, I've never seen a sausage roll, but I've seen a flapjack. Lynn said, according to Google, in 2024, Easter was Sunday the 31st. Well, this is 2025, and it changes from year to year, doesn't it? One year it's Easter, one year it's March, and then the next year it's April. It changes. She's oh dear, she's confused with all these dates. The nearest Sunday to the spring equinox, full moon. Which one? Which one, Tracy? There's so many dates being bandied about at the moment. We don't know which one it is. No meds at all for me anytime soon. Well, you're a lucky fella. Let me tell you that. I know Mr. Musco's the same. Oops, I'm definitely confused. Oh dear, Lynn. Elaine's Mother's Day 30th of March. Yes, that's correct. We bought the walk a week earlier. Steve, they came from Rogate Shop and they are handmade. They are famous ones. And oh, that's right. They're on BBC Country File. Ian, we need to buy a box of these sausage rolls and dispatch them around the country. Well, Steve could drive to Rogate stores. Clive probably could as well for a little trip out with Kathy. There's a nice church there as well, actually. Clive said there's a tiny butcher shop in Chittiford that does great sausage rolls made on the premises. Yep. Is that the little cafe, Clive? Oh, hang on. No. Next door to the cafe, isn't it? Send us some, Ron saying. Michael's saying, all I do is enjoy watching you all. There's enough to wear. I'll tell you, it wears me out as well. Lynn saying, Michael, it's my fault. Yeah, yeah. Well, we can't really blame you, Lynn. Robert, it's not that Joe Suitors butcher. Is it? Oh, I don't know about that. I've got hiccups. Come on again. Keep getting hiccups. Look at this, 25 watching and 25 thumbs up. I don't think I've ever had so many thumbs up before. That's amazing. I'm really, really pleased with that. Thank you very much. Ian's saying that Clive, the Chinningfold ones are very well known. My mum used to know the owner. The butcher is near the Crown. Yes, right, yeah. Kathy said, I love sausage rolls, but my tummy doesn't always like the pastry. Handmade ones are always well received. Ian, can bring me one, please. What have you started, Ian? What have you started, my friend? Loving it. Lynn and the bionic dog, Kai. Yeah, he is bionic as well, I think. Andrew's saying there is a great small farmer shop near my mum's. I always go there and sit down over a coffee with the owner. Such a decent chap. There's very few of us left, Andrew, I have to say. Very few of us left. Oh. That's it, it's gone. That's my beer for tonight. Cynthia's probably on her second glass of wine by now. And probably finished her bar of chocolate, I'd have thought. That's what she tends to do when I do these lives. Ron's saying Greg's sausage rolls are good ones. I don't. I've had no wine or chocolate tonight. Well, that's very good, Cynthia. Andrew's saying more of these days we need to sort Simon's. Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah. Kathy saying, you've just reminded me where we used to have an allotment. There is a cafe there now. Is there too now? Middleton Common Farm near Ditchling. Ditchling. Have I been to Ditchling? I can't remember if I have or not. Uncle Ron uses the Greg app. I've got the Greg app. The Greg app. Ian's saying, Kevin, can you collect the money? As I see, no one's putting their hands in their pockets, and I'm only a poor humble horticulturist. Yeah, right. Disney Common is a lovely walk. Well, darling, that you get a get a walk plan there, and I was just about to say you can lead a walk, but you won't, will you? You won't lead a walk. Yes, it is. We now use a proper butcher's shop for all our meat and eggs. It's not really more expensive. But I think some can be okay, but then others can be a bit expensive. Ditchling is a bit of a common. Turner's Pies yummy, says Elaine. Ditchling is a lovely place, and the view from Ditchling Beacon is fantastic. Ah, you see, I can sense a walk coming up at Ditchling. Lynn's saying no, she won't. She won't leave one. I can't when I have Kai to think about. It's too tricky. Well, Lynn, it's easy. Look, what you do is you let the rest of us look after Kai, and then you can lead a walk. Sorted. Spot on there, says Kathy. The Tea Barn, Durley Marsh, also does delicious sausage rolls, says Anne. Durley Marsh. Is that Rogate Way? Yeah, the other side of Rogate, isn't it? Is it the opposite side to the Deer Park? Anne, is that right? Andrew's saying that's great, but even if one pays a little more, you can be absolutely. I agree with you, Andrew. Absolutely. There's a National Trust car park up there, and the walk is fab. There's a coffee horse box about a mile up. Okay, brilliant. Well, yes, I can definitely feel this is going to be a walk somewhere. Don't know when. And the other thing about the list of walks we've already got, Joe Tyler, if anybody remembers him, he's planning a walk. Mark English is looking into a couple of walks. And of course, with Richard Suggett's going to be leading the net one. But yes, there's other walks being talked about as we speak. Somebody else is supposed to be looking into it. Oh, Jenny was supposed to be planning a walk as well. We need to remind her. Lynn saying, Guy does his own thing. He's always on a mission, but that's the problem. Although he does always wonder where I am. So usually comes, but yeah, he does. He's brilliant. The bacon is delicious. I like bacon as well, but I couldn't have too much of it. Why don't you let Kai lead? Oh. Well, I can imagine if we were going down through a field like he was in, Berwick a couple of years ago when he was walking through the fields, running through the crop. If we were following that, my word, it'd be a mess. Why don't you? Yes, that's a great idea, Michael, but it probably won't happen. And saying yes to the farm shop. Okay, thank you. Lovely ice cream van in the summer too at Ditchling Beacon. Now that's sounding even better. Do you walk along the Downs link by any chance? We haven't done yet, I don't think. I'm sure Joe was at the Makers Barn in Petworth doing his blacksmith. He might well have done, Ian. Absolutely. He does these bits all over the place. Yes, Lynn. Berwick. Berwick. Yes, but not allowed to call it Berwick. I indulged myself in a couple of years ago when I camped up on the beach. Oh, right, okay. Andrew's there. Whilst farm shops are lovely places to visit for individuals that have to watch the pennies, oh, pardon me, that they have to shop at the discounters to make their money stretch out a bit. Yeah, I agree with that. Vera Lynn, I remember her just mentioned she lived at Ditchley. Lynn said, "Oh my word, I've just spilled my tea." Not over your computer, I hope. Ron's saying we get lost most of the time. We'll have to tie a rope to you, Ron. That's the best thing. Then we can trace it back. Gaddy saying, Andrew, I spent an afternoon up at the Beacon in the summer, so quiet and peaceful. It wouldn't be if us lot went up there, Gaddy. I can assure you of that. Oh dear. Rob's saying, "Ooh God, hashtag. What's that? Something star hashtag at farm shops." Lynn, do you need a bib? Yeah, just in Beacon, one of my favourite walks for the views. Okay, look, this obviously Ditchley is a favourite place for a lot of people. This is something we're going to have to look into. Kathy's saying, presumably you guys live in Sussex. Well, not all of us, Kathy. Andrew and Tracy live in Fareham. Mark English lives up in Surrey. So yeah, we're scattered around a bit. Steve and Laura live in Hampshire. Hampshire. Cynthia lives in Surrey. So we are spread out a bit. Clive and Kathy, they're in Surrey as well. So yeah, we're all over the place. Well, let me see what I've missed. Lynn said, "Oi, Ian, what's he done?" Lynn, do you need to tell that one? Yeah. I have a little painting I made of a view from Beacon. I look at it every day. Do sounds like a song. Lynn saying, "It's the Beacon where the car park is." Right, okay, that sounds great. Elaine says, "Yes, Bognor Regis is where Elaine and Ron live." I've already said Clive says, Selfhurst, sorry. Rob, oh yeah, I forgot about you, Rob. How could we forget about you? He's a Cumberland sausage. That's what he is. I don't know how far the village is from the Beacon. Is that your village, John, where you live? Which is that? Kathy's in Burgess Hill. Do you like the sausage rolls? I will bring you a Richard one. Oh, you're going to make some people very, very unhappy there. I'd have kept that quiet if I was you. Oh, brilliant. Andrew would love to see that. Yeah. Oh, dear. It's about 1.5 miles, John, at a very steep hill. The very steep hill, Lynn, is that a steep hill we have to walk up? Rob said, Andrew Norris and I are more spread out than most. Yeah, just a bit, Rob. You are. Ditchling Village. Ah, right, okay. Lynn said, oh, we love them. So if anybody would like to put an order in, just contact Ian McCagan directly on a private message. Oh dear. Lynn saying, no, Kevin, it's a steep hill from the Beacon to the Beacon. Oh, okay, yeah. John saying, I've only been to the village. Well, there you go, John. If we get to the Ditchling Beacon, you can come up and join us there as well, my friend. That'd be great. Alison's saying, live in East Grinstead. I've driven through Ditchling and it's a lovely place to go and visit. Clive, I was born in Red Hill, but I know that's not what Southwest Surrey. Lots of history there. This is all sounding even better. Well, that problem, I sounded like that bloke on TV. What did that used to be? That darts program. Was it called Bully or something? Whatever, for the prizes. Yeah. Actually, did I see that's back on telly? Yeah, I'm sure I've seen that's back on telly. Can't be the same people doing it because Jim Bowen, that's the guy. I think he passed away years ago. Michael's saying you should all go for a yomp in Cumbria with Rob. Well, that's what Rob would love us to do. Lynn's saying, Kevin, you should come to us and we do a recce and take it. Brilliant. Okay, Lynn. Yeah, we'll do that. Bullseye. That's it. Thank you, Ron. Steve's saying, Kathy Bonner, I used to live in Merstham and went to school in Redhill. John's saying they had the tour of Britain there many years ago. I biked there from Lewis, but never did the hill. All right. Probably a good idea. Ian saying, it's all right. I will take it. Take it out off the rip for the film that Kevin is going to pay me. P.S. I've seen last year's yet. And a story to the lad. I still think you should have kept it down there, ready for next year. Rob said, Mike, I'd love to show him around. A few more undulations. Yeah. Kathy and Steve, my late mum was born in Merstham. Our son was also born in Redhill. There is a bus from Brighton to the Beacon, number 79. Don't know the timetable. I'm sure you can find that on online, John, wouldn't you? It would be a challenge, Rob. It's the travelling time. Is also. I think if Steve and I do venture up that way, which we would love to do, I think what we said we would do, we would break the journey up. We would travel, say, halfway, perhaps stop somewhere for a day, a night and a day, and then travel on to do the rest of the journey. So I think, you know, if we did do that, then that's the way we would go about it. It would be a challenge, Rob. Yeah. Kathy said my grandparents lived in a North Lodge at Gatton Park. Blimey. Elaine's saying Freddie Flintoff does it. Oh, does he? Blimey. Rob Closer. Yeah, for me, Michael. I think it's about a 6-hour journey, Rob, isn't it? And is that just by train or car or what? I don't know. No, it's the same. Freddie Flintoff does it as well. The Tracy in one. That's it. In one. That's it. And there was a prize behind each one. So yeah. Ian McKenna, Ron and Lane, make sure Kev brings his to your tea party. Yes, I also have the paper one I picked up. Oh, okay, John. Are you suggesting then, Ian, that we're all banned from? Well, not all banned. That I'm banned from using Ron and Lane's toilet. So we'll have to put a screen round it, you know, like you did down for the picnic. Actually, perhaps we ought to start coming down a very. Ron said, "Does Kevin like his?" I think, Ian, we need to start planning this a bit, you know, instead of leaving it about sort of 5 or 6 weeks before. We need to come down. We'll build something up the top of the field. So make sure you've got some nice long posts, and we can create a shelter so that we can all sit under it. Rob's saying, yes, 6 hours. I'll bring my shed on wheels. You park that on one of the lanes drive. It's 9:20, everyone. Is it? No. Oh, blimey, it is. Michael says, I've got to say goodnight all, but it's been brilliant. Laughed and muscles stretched. Kathy said, is Kevin getting like King Charles by taking his oath? Oh, dear. You don't want to follow Kevin. Oh, dear. My street cred suddenly take a dive. I think I better pack up now. Oh, look, there's 30 people watching now. Oh, this is terrible. No, it's not terrible. There's 30 people are watching, but oh dear. Take care, Michael. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. Really enjoyed your company, my friend. Thank you. It only runs on Saturday, Sundays, and public holidays. Oh, right, okay. You can pay for the planning application. We shouldn't need it. How do you manage to get away with calling your companion irrelevant on the recent war? Who was that? Oh no, it's Rob. Yeah. Or did she inflict serious injuries? Yeah, probably should have done. Oh dear. Kathy Bonner. Have you seen the photo of Kevin sitting on his throne? Oh, which one? Cynthia took a photograph of me sitting on a proper throne at the Old Thorns Golf and Health Centre, whatever we call it. Why is that in? I'm off too, says Tracy. Thank you for your lovely broadcast, Kevin. Good night. Thank you, Tracy. Oh dear, this is. Well, look, guys, I'm going to have to wind this up. I think. Andrew said, I've got to go as well. It's been a real joy. Night, everyone. It's been a blast. Thanks, guys. Thank you very much, Andrew. Steve saying, night, all. When you are delivering my sausage. That's the one. I didn't mean to throw you to. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Lynn. Yeah. Alison's going as well. Look, people are beginning to drift off now, so I think this is an appropriate time. Good night, Andrew. For me to say, Clive's going as well. Good night, Clive. Thank you. Good night at the moment. Yes, that's it. Right, look, it's a bit of thrill, an absolute thrill. 30 people watching tonight. What a great turnout. Thank you very much. It's 21-21. Is it really? So Lynn saying good night as well. Take care, everyone. Yes, thank you very much, everybody. I really appreciate it. You're so kind. Love you all. Hang on. Thanks. Thank you, Kevin. Very entertaining tonight. Thank you. Oh, I hope I'm entertaining every night. Good night, everybody, and thank you very much. And I'll see you in 1 month's time. Thanks very much. Bye-bye. Bye.